have AVAX, symbol AVAX, versus a dollar. Sorry, the actual name is Avalanche. And what do we have going on right here? Well, it depends what time frame you're going on, of course, but if we do go over to the weekly and just kind of keep in context where we're at in the grand scheme of things, this is obviously one of the best charts in cryptocurrency land, or among the best charts, I would say. Did get a backfill in last week open, and we are getting a bounce right there. Okay, that's to be expected, but let's see, what does it align with on the daily? This does seem to be putting in a bit of a local high right here, and assuming that Bitcoin does come lower, I imagine that this thing will come lower as well. Just, you can see that this one is relatively strong, obviously. So I suspect that it's, you know, its next downside move very likely leads to another higher low. Where does that likely come in around? Probably around the 21 or maybe the 55 in like a more crashiest type of situation. So that'd be about 40, you know, low 40s at worst, and probably low to mid 50s at best, in my opinion, over the next like maybe week or so. Short-term timeframes right here, actually still looking okay, to be fair. I mean, if you are trading the 4 hour, this should be an opportunity, but I don't think it's going to play out like that. Mostly based off of 4 hour jewel right here. We did get a pretty damn good sell signal. Not on the high, the dildo after the high, it looks like. Yeah, right here is when it actually turned blue. And I do expect that does play out a little bit lower, because we are seeing volatility starting to increase as well. So usually that's a good signal that will at the very least test down around the 55 in this case. That's going to be basically at 60 even, probably another bounce there. And then I would be looking very likely for a drive somewhere around the 200 or basically the 200s right here, which is in the mid to low 50s actually, and crawling up over time. So keep that in mind. Again, coming into the end of the month right here, this is obviously, you know, phenomenal chart, but pullbacks very likely do produce higher lows on this one. I would not necessarily say that I'm bearish on this. In fact, bearish is just not the right term to be using on this. I'd just be looking for pullbacks on this one. This is the kind of stuff that I really want to be paying attention to when the general market wants to pull back, or maybe even reverse. In this case, in this case, I'd still give it, I'd still give it the benefit of the doubt. Should be looking at momentum oscillators on the daily as well. Yep, daily RSI is, of course, breaking below the exponential right there as well. Not necessarily the best signal. And then, of course, we do see that volatility is increasing on this, but have we put in a high just yet? Daily jewel's getting way up there. Let's actually go over here. I'm not getting anything conclusive from that just yet. It's just saying that we are getting very, very close to the next major daily top. But again, I would only call like a I'd only call like a pullback for there to probably put another higher low. Yeah, daily Stokes will turn back down with any sort of a closure below 63.60. So today is pretty damn important for that one. If you do close below there, then that's at the point where I really look for that next move down, at the very least to like the low 50s. Look for a bounce there, and then does that, provide the next higher low or not, remains to be seen. But my experimental indicator is giving off a fresh downside signal as well. That's not a powerful one. It's a pullback first signal. However, 4 hours obviously going to be down as long as below 72.30, and hourly is going to be actually freshly popping up as long as above 65. So short term, probably does fill out this area a little bit more, maybe even pops back to like 68 or so. And then I'd probably be looking for next move down to very likely create another higher low. Long term, though, I don't have any major issues with this, and I'm actually curious to see what it looks like over here as well. Need multiple angles on this one, because this one is significantly different than most charts that we have seen, or at least that I've looked at today. That's not going to be too helpful. Let's go down to a 4 hour. Yeah, I'd still be looking for a pullback somewhere into like the mid to low 50s or so, and then come back to it after that. Hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for Avalanche, sir.